Hey everybody, hope you're good. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Abby, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. So in today's video, I'll be testing some Revolution products, specifically the IRL line. So I've got the foundation, the concealer, and the powder, and I'll also be adding a couple of things into the mix as well. So those three things are the main things I'll be testing. So if you want to find out more about how these products apply and what I think of them, please keep watching. Okay, so for the foundation, I have the IRL Filter Foundation in the shade 13.2, and this is what it looks like. I have the concealers in the shade 13.2 and 12.5 as well, and I have the 2-in-1 pressed and loose powder. So on the top, you have the pressed powder with the IRL logo in there. And then I think, are you supposed to, okay, so you twist it to get to the loose powder. The foundation's claims are that it's a breathable soft matte. It comes in 30 shades, 16-hour wear, and it is oil free. It's supposed to be enriched with niacinamide. It's crease proof, life proof, and smudge proof. It says it offers, I'm just reading off the Revolution website by the way. So it says it offers 20% more pigment, which makes it easy to build and blend the foundation depending on the coverage you desire. And it says this foundation has been dermatologically tested and is clinically proven to be non-comedogenic. Do you mean comedogenic? Non-pore blocking, and is suitable for blemish prone skin. There's a little typo there. And it comes in a glass bottle with a built-in pump. And yeah, so that is about it for the foundation. For the concealer, it says it offers instant coverage to filter out blemishes, dark circles, and fine lines for 16 hours. It's ultra buildable, full coverage. It's a breathable soft matte, and it comes in 30 shades as well. Actually, it says so there's a bit more information. It says it's enriched with the VTOX, aka okra extract, and hyaluronic acid. It's vegan, cruelty free, sweat proof, crease proof, and waterproof. And it comes in 30 shades. So yeah, okay, so the concealer is $6.99 by the way, and the foundation is $9.99. So for the powder, it says introducing the RL Soft Focus 2-in-1 powder, which blurs and mattifies skin to leave a photo effect soft finish to the skin. Of course, I have the translucent shade, which they say will suit any tone. I'm hoping there will be no visible cast to this, and it says it can be used over natural makeup or more colorful creative makeup to set your look in place. There are other products in this line, like the primer, there's the whipped lip cream, pencils, I believe, a setting spray, but really the things I really wanted were the foundation, the powder, and the concealer. So let's get started for the day sets. I'm just gonna go with my Revolution, my Relove Super Matte Primer from Revolution. So next I'm going to take a swatch just to see what this foundation looks like, because sometimes it looks different in the pack, in the bottle, compared to what it looks like when applied to skin. And I'm also going to compare the shade to my XX Revolution foundation, again in 13.2, because this is one of my favorite foundations, just period, not just from Revolution. And I also have the one with the doe foot. I've forgotten the name of that now actually. Let me go get that, and then we can compare to see if the shades are the same, because again, this is the newest from the line. Sometimes they can make I mean, sometimes Revolution or some brands, I guess, yeah, can kind of offer you different shades with the same numbering, so which can be confusing, because obviously if you have a previous product from them with the same numbering, but then you end up getting it and it looks different, it's annoying. So I just want to make sure that it's the same shade. Okay, so first I'm going in with the IRL foundation. Then I'm going to go in with the XX Revolution foundation next to it. What is wrong with this pump? Oh my gosh, what happened to the pump? Okay, so the pump somehow managed to get bent. Somebody's getting fired. And then next I have the Concealer Define. How can I forget the name? This is the one with the giant doe foot. IRL XX Conceal and Define. So the IRL foundation feels a bit more runny compared to the other two. The XX Revolution feels slightly thicker, but again, still a very good silky consistency. And then the soft, I was going to say soft focus, the Conceal and Define is not as thick as the XX Revolution and thicker than the IRL foundation. So hopefully that helps in terms of consistency. So next I have the concealers, and this is what the doe foot looks like. So we have the 13.2 and the 12.5 right here. It looks very similar to the concealer from the XX foundation range. They have the exact same doe foot, I believe. Let me just check. Okay, so this is the XX Revolution, this is the IRL, and this is what they look like side by side. And then I'm just going to swatch the concealer shades. I actually don't have the 12.2 in this shade. This concealer line doesn't actually come in 12.2, but the 12.2 is a bit more yellow just for reference, and the 12.5 is a bit more neutral. I would have preferred the 12.2 because it's a bit more, sorry, not yellow, golden. So 12.2 would have been my preferred shade, but let's just see if it looks anything similar to the 12.5 in IRL. Okay, so you can see the one that's now at the top is the XX Revolution, and the lighter shade at the bottom is the IRL. It's a bit more neutral, as I guess it should be. That's a bit more golden. So I prefer the shading from the XX Revolution collection. So without further ado, let's actually get to the product. Enough with the comparisons. Okay, so with the foundation, I'm gonna keep this side as the brush application and this side as the sponge. So this side is my left and this is my right. Better write that down so I don't forget. I'm gonna take one pump. I've already primed, of course. Actually, no, maybe, should I take one pump? Let's see what one pump can do. And I'm going to avoid my under eye area just to see how well the concealer conceals. So this is the IRL foundation. Immediately, I can say I don't know that it's going to be a good shade match, because as you saw, comparing it to the Conceal and Define, which was a bit more olive, it's definitely golden. I'm going to take a tiny bit more. Next I'm going to dot the same 2 pumps. And see how far that goes, although I don't think it's going to go as far with the sponge, because that's usually what happens. The sponge usually eats up a lot of foundation. And this is my Juno, I think Juno sponge. I haven't used the sponge in a while. I tend to prefer to use a brush foundation, a brush to apply my foundation, because it's just quicker, and with a dense brush you're going to get a smooth application anyway. If I wanted to take my time, then yeah, I could use a sponge, but I have a ton of sponges and I just don't really use them anymore these days, only for like demos like this. So this actually hasn't eaten up too much of the foundation. But the good thing with the sponge application is that you get a more natural finish just right off the bat, because you know some of that is lost. You're more likely to get full coverage with the brush. Okay, so you can still see if you look really closely, but in real life it's actually not that obvious. Okay, next we're going to try both colors with the concealer. I'm going to use the concealer to cover what's left. And then I'm going to use my brush, because that's what I normally do. So this would be good if you're like in a rush and you just want to get an even coverage. I'm just going to highlight. Oh wait, is this? Okay, this is the 12.5. Okay, just for the sake of speed, we've seen that the concealer does blend out really nicely with the sponge. I'm just going to now, from now on, just go with my brush just to quickly apply this. I'm just going to set half my face with the pressed powder. And then I'm going to do the other half with the loose powder. Okay, so as you can see, the loose powder actually gives you more of a, I don't know, flashbacky, flash white cast type of finish. So I'm just gonna brush off any excess powder with a powder brush. Hopefully set it, it won't be as bad. Okay, so in terms of how all 3 products applied, they applied really well. I'm just a bit iffy about the loose powder. We'll see if it does anything funny to my, I guess, my makeup once I've finished. So I'm just gonna quickly brush through the other products I want to apply to my face. And yeah, they will be all Revolution products because I am a long time Revolution stan. So to bronze my face, I'm going to use the Revolution Contour Compact in light. So I'm just going to take both. I'm just going to chisel a little bit with just the contour shade. And then next I'm going to blush with my XX Revolution blush in the shade Jaded. And then for highlight, just because it's here, it's not my favorite highlight, but it does do the job it's supposed to do. I'm just going to take a fan brush. It is quite a nice highlighter, but these days I tend to use the Sleek from the Copper Plate palette. I don't want to do too much because I already have a forehead. So I'm going to take a little bit just for the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, I need to set my face as well. So let me set my face. XX Revolution Quick Fix. Okay, so this is what my face looks like. Now, so if you're liking this review, please do give me a thumbs up. That will really help push out my videos. And subscribe if you want to see more like this. I do skincare and makeup reviews on this one channel, and a bunch of, different types of reviews here and there in terms of like maybe jewelry, hair every now and then, and yeah, just a bunch of different things. But basically around beauty. If you want to subscribe, please do subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified when I next upload. Okay, I'm quite happy with the finish, and in real life it looks really blurred and skin-like, and that's what I like to go for. I love the way this foundation applied. It is very smooth, very silky. It's silkier than these other 2 foundations from Revolution. I will say I don't know if it really does have as much pigment as these 2. Yeah, I'll say that because I think because the consistency is a lot silkier and smoother, it can easily just blend out. But I'm guessing if you wanted to apply 2 layers, you can, 2 or 3 more layers than I applied, you're definitely going to get that full coverage. I don't think there's any doubt with that. but the shade range is definitely a little question mark. I think they definitely needed to reference other foundations to make sure the shade ranges are equal rather. Yeah, so it's a shame that the shades aren't the same across all three foundations as I showed you, but this is probably more golden, I'd say. Yeah, more golden than it has yellow undertones, and my skin does have, you know, yellow undertones to it. So now my face kind of looks a bit more neutral than it normally does. I don't know what the light is doing out, but I feel like if I maybe, but I wouldn't be mad at going out with my face like this. It's absolutely fine. I just know that I have a bit more yellow to my skin tone. I think that's probably, yeah, what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I like the way this has applied. Unfortunately, it's so late. So it's 17:38 right now. I'm gonna take this for as long as possible, probably close to about 11, just to get like a half day, where I like to do about 8+ hours when I do my foundation reviews, but I just needed to do this review today. But it was just a bit later than what I would have preferred. So we will see. And as you can see, I do have smile lines. So I'm gonna see how much, or if the foundation sets into my smile lines. I think it might be worth doing a flash test just in case, because I don't know how this will perform with this side. This loose powder had a bit more of a white cast to it, and it was very visible when I applied it, even though I didn't apply too much. So maybe because the pressed powder obviously wasn't picking up as much because it's pressed. Maybe that's why, I don't know. But I'm just gonna take a quick selfie with the flash. And then I'm gonna turn off the flash. Hopefully these pictures will come out okay, because it's quite dark, but we'll see. And then I'll take a picture without the flash and with the flash. It's weird, the picture with the flash that I took first came out darker, but I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe just based on my camera settings and what light is left. There isn't actually a white cast. So looking at my picture, yeah, there isn't a white cast, and everything's cool, basically everything's fine. So you can definitely use this if you're around my skin tone, possibly even darker. And if there's any doubt, go over with your face powder, your pressed face powder. That will always, you know, even out everything. So let's see how long this wears, and I will report back much later. Hey everybody, hope you're good. So I'm back, and the time is stupid o'clock. It is 1:29, if you can even see that. Probably not the best. 1:29, hopefully you can see that. And that's in the morning. So in terms of my thoughts about this foundation concealer combo, I will say, like, as you can see on camera, my skin looks like it's got a bit of a glow to it, and the majority of my face is still on. I think a couple of hours after applying the foundation, I did like have to blow my nose quite a few times because I'm just recovering from a small cold. So yeah, but I honestly don't even think it's that obvious at all. So this is a close-up of my skin, and you can see there is a slight glow but nothing crazy at all, which is really good for, when did I finish? Just before 6, 12, so 7.5 hours or so, and my skin still looks good despite the fact that this whole area has been quite disturbed. And also I had to film a lip swatch video, so I feel like that, and obviously talking a lot has affected this whole area, but the creasing in my smile lines isn't actually too bad at all. It's been a lot more indented with other foundations, generally speaking, so I think this foundation has worn really, really well. And some of it has gone from my jawline, where I've just been resting or sleeping, because I did sleep off on the couch, and I did lose some coverage here. My eyes got a bit teary on this eye, sometimes, you know, you just overproduce too much water, and I swiped it away. But yeah, everywhere else is just slightly glowy. Nothing has broken up too much. So yeah, so that's all I can say. I really do like how this foundation has worn. How long have I been doing this? I should be talking to the camera. I like how the foundation has worn, and I like the fact that it hasn't completely broken up after 7.5 hours. Yeah, so that is what I'm gonna say. The concealer situation is kind of settled a bit into the creases, but hasn't broken up in my under eye area, and it hasn't broken up on my cheek area as well, so that's good. Forehead is intact. Also, I forgot to actually check. Okay, so it's supposed to be smudge proof. It hasn't creased too much in my smile lines, but let's just see if it is actually, now that I do have some oils after a good couple of hours. I can barely see anything. I'm gonna try my nose. I think that might be the giveaway. Yeah, so with my nose, there's a little bit of transfer here, but it doesn't promise to be transfer proof. It's more, I guess, smudge proof or so. So there is that. Once the oils start coming through, the foundation will break up a little bit. So, but after dabbing my nose, my face is in a reasonable state, so I quite like that. Yeah, so I just wanted to at least show that it doesn't crease, isn't exactly smudge proof, because I feel like if I was to, you know, rub on it on another piece of tissue, this is a new piece of tissue, and I just swiped my hand. After a few hours it does start to come off, so at least most of it is still on my face. So yeah, there is that. This is another really good foundation. I just wish the shades were as good as, or as exact as, the other two foundations that Revolution previously launched. So the shades are a bit off is what I'm gonna say, but again, still go with your shade. It's probably gonna be the best match you're gonna get. Just be aware that it won't be an exact match if you already have the Conceal and Define or the XX Revolution foundation like I have, excuse me. So yeah, so that's it. I'm not gonna ramble on too much. Until next time, stay blessed, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.